We do not have the right enabling environment and to make some of these things happen, so they stop. And when we go abroad, we are welcome with open hands. We get beyond what we want.
Because even in America, where you have Hollywood, there's still the National Endowment Fund for Arts, where people who make a different kind of art can actually have access.
Because everybody refers to us first. The information you need, we have it, and we need to upscale ourselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The most important part of this is the aspect of storytelling and ownership of who we are and how we tell and explain and introduce who we are.
A bit of a creative industry advocate. I do a lot of copyright protection advocacy work. I worked in this space for 25 years professionally, and in the course of my journey in the music business, I have had the opportunity to support and provide business solutions for talents like Sonny Neji, Daniel Wilson, Tunde Omiobe, Raw, Two-Face Adibia, A.K.A. Tubaba, Timi Dakolo, Shei, Rugged Man, a lot of talents. You'll be surprised to find out that there's less than 10% compliance as far as royalty payments is concerned for the use of music in Nigeria today. There's less than 10%, compliance, and that's from broadcasting to public performance venues, hotels, restaurants, and the like. So the question you ask yourself is, why is it that these things work everywhere else, but they do not work in Nigeria? And it's down to negative, retrogressive politics. The people who have the power, for some reason, they have this detachment from, first and foremost, what the active industry is about, the potential that the industry has to empower Nigerians, to engage young people, to employ them gainfully, the potential that the industry has to position Nigeria and unlock the soft power that first and foremost you need to identify your national soul.
What we've realized over the last 10 years is what people want is opportunities, infrastructure, and also what the wider space needs is a quality of work and production.
When they think of Nigeria outside of the terrorism issues, the insecurity issues, it's the creative industry. That's the only redeeming quality that many people see when they think about our country. It is a soft power for exports. Now, unfortunately, I think because many of my colleagues here have spoken, one of the issues, I think the resonating issue is that most of these industries were built almost entirely on their own. They're self-financed, self-funded, self-initiated, with very little to no government support.
I hosted a talk show on Nigerian television for about 21 years on over 30 stations. Today, I own a TV channel, a radio station. My governor is here, Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa. I've never met him. I've never tried to. That's the truth. We learn to do our thing because we find we don't get support. That is the truth. We get tired. It's exhausting. When I started the radio station, just a bit of a story, my governor is here. I was very excited. There was no privately owned radio station in Asaba. And at 8 p.m., it was dead quiet. I couldn't believe that because I was coming from Lagos. And so I applied for a license for Delta. I learned very expensive lessons that starting from the community telling me I have to employ them whether they are qualified or not, to electricity and being my own government and having to put a transformer, to doing the roads, to expenses that I never thought of, I encountered. It was a huge challenge. I came with a big dream that started going down very quickly. And I understood why stations did not stay on. If I say my advert rate as compared to what my colleagues in Lagos charge, it is laughable, but my costs are even higher. So you want to do so much. You have, in the creative space, you have a lot of ideas. It's the same thing with TV. Nigeria was supposed to go digital in 2015, I think. This is the year 2022. A lot of money invested in millions, in pounds. We don't produce anything, everything from abroad. And we're not even close to it. It has become a white elephant project where a lot of people have sunk in money as individuals and they're not able to recoup it. We're giving out decoders that cannot even get outside the broadcast area where it is transmitting from.
Because I want to be brief, let me say what I want to say last. Let me say it first so that you don't cut me off. Your Excellency, sir, let your team take note of three very important documents. One, the cultural policy of Nigeria. I have read the cultural policy from back to back. It's amazing. The film policy of Nigeria, I have read it from back to back. It's amazing. But unfortunately, no government, in truth, has actually tried to pay enough attention on those documents. They were very, very well articulated. My colleagues and I, at some point, also did a major document that will be very useful for any Nigerian leader who is interested in the proper and true emergence of the creative sector in Nigeria. It is the National Endowment for the Arts.
I have listened with rapt attention, to various presentations made by, members or representatives of this industry. It's a vast industry, very vast. That is why you are only second to agriculture as far as the economy of this country is concerned. We have it on record that you are the second largest producer of movies as well. In all aspects of your industry, it's either you are first or you are second. Me inclusive, because I have a radio station, I have a television station. So I know what I have gone through. I know how much money that I made elsewhere and invested in it, and the losses I'm still making. When this lady was talking, you from Delta, I just imagine myself in her position. I face the same challenges: road, water, electricity, this and that, everything. I supplied just to inform and entertain the community, the local community. So I want you to regard me as one of you. Of course, the first government to set aside any amount of money for the advancement, development and advancement of this industry is the PDP government. Yes, we have, or you had challenges assessing, the funding. What we need to do is increase the funding, liberalize the funding process, make it easier. I totally reject direct CBN intervention. We have various agencies of government, either as banks or agencies of government that are responsible for all this. We should be able to make it easier to access these funds through those agencies. That is to say, diversify the access to the funding that is provided by government. And then, of course, encourage, the private sector to be also part of this venture capital. Because government alone, like one of you said, cannot provide all the funding that is needed to develop this prosperous industry in terms of wealth creation, in terms of employment opportunities, particularly to our young men and women. So for me, this is a very vital, essentially a live wire for our economy, a sector that provides the second, income and employment opportunities is not a sector that we should toy with. So for me, if you give me the opportunity, whether you make me write agreement or you don't, I will do it. But it is essential we work together, identify where are we going to have, or where do we have the challenges today, and how do we remove those challenges, these roadblocks. Let me also commend the presentations that have been made today here. They were completely different from the presentations made to me 3-4 years ago. I was ready to stay longer than planned or expected, just to listen to the various presentations, very brilliant presentations. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am excited and I look forward to a very, very close collaboration with you on how we can develop this sector and exploit the potentials in this sector. It's a multifaceted sector which can produce multi-billion income. And that can create millions of jobs which our young men and women are yearning for today. So, whether you want us to go again by way of agreement or by way of any other way of understanding, I stand available. So, but I must commend your patriotic zeal in spite of all the obstacles that are clearly in your way in achieving, your objectives.
Salvation back to where there is love, and I'll be there. Yes, I to peace of faith in all I do. So just call my name. A little entertainment you can see. I didn't even know that Tino Milai was also a musician. How many talents do you have, Oga?